I'm BeNeVoLeNcE, the music producer, recording artist, and developer behind Tales of the Elements FC. I want to tell you a little bit about this project. Actually, I'm only calling it a project because I can't necessarily call it a game or an album. It's both, a game and an album. Originally, Tales of the Elements started off as a story-driven hip-hop album with music produced by me and with my lyrics and vocals, featuring lyrics and vocal recordings from Mega Ran and some other artists. The idea was to create an album where we would role-play as heroes on a quest to save hip-hop from the industry and the darkness in an imaginary world similar to those in classic JRPGs like Final Fantasy. Then one day Ran said, "Why don't we make a game?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I can do that." And so here you go. What you see here is a product of an idea to release a free game based off of the story of the album that we recorded over the span of 2 years. But since then, despite the small scope of the original vision that I had for the game, it's become something more deeper and more realized, maybe even more so than the album itself. The game features a very faithful telling of the story from the album, but because it's an actual RPG, it fleshes out the story even more, explaining in more detail some of the plot elements and character backgrounds. But wait, some might say, "Hey, doesn't it look like a generic RPG to you?" What makes this project different, and why would you consider it worthy of being called a full-fledged title? Let me go over a few of the key features that definitely makes this 90s style Japanese RPG different from the rest. We chose to go with an action battle system because we felt that it would be more easily accessible for fans to play. If you were buying a hip-hop album and a game came with it, could you imagine that game being turn-based? Could you honestly imagine yourself sitting down and playing it from beginning to end if it was designed that way? Hip-hop is a culture in which expression is mostly physical and in most cases energetic. So what better way to reproduce that feeling with an action-packed battle system? We also decided to add multiplayer couch co-op. Now this was one of the final features added to the game because, well, why not? How many of us miss those days of sitting in front of a single system with 4 controllers plugged in, surrounded with cans of soda and or cups of Kool-Aid and unfinished boxes of pizza? We added this feature in there with the idea that people can go back to that and play a classic RPG in the style of Secret of Mana with their friends in a gauntlet-like 4-player drop-in and drop-out manner. Hold up, so hip-hop and JRPG style music blended together? Some people might say that this idea sounds pretty bad on paper, and it probably does. But my reply could best be summed up in just a few scenes. And there you have it. I believe that the theme, the 4-player action battle system, and the hip-hop soundtrack are exactly what make Tales of the Elements FC a unique experience that everyone who loves classic action RPGs should try. So go ahead and grab yourself a copy of the album so you can try out the game for free.